Hello, good morning, and thank you again for joining me. The last week's been really interesting. The intensity of the Scorpio moon, Scorpio full moon. Sorry, was it's like the the best way I can describe it is that since the eclipse, prior to the eclipse, um, and since the eclipse, the universe has been trying to release you from things that no longer serve you. But unfortunately, due to programs and belief systems and patterns, we we're holding on to our everything that no longer serves us. We've allowed some of it to go, and we're holding on. So the best way I can describe what I've seen in this past week is like a struggle between ourselves and between the universe. Like they're trying to help us, but we won't allow them to help us. And we'll allow them on a certain level, a certain percentage, but not in a way that is highly beneficial to us. And it's not intentional. It's just all the old programming that we have believed in throughout time. And it's like, so let's remove and release all programming, all belief patterns, all projections, and all judgments and all limitations, and how well you've been taught to allow yourself to accept the fear programs that surround you, that are a camouflage of a type of binding to keep you so you will not allow yourself to be released. So let's release and remove that. It will not allow yourself to be free. Remove and release that. Yes. So if you're new to this, or someone else is sharing this with you, what the yes is just your way of saying that you are willing to let go of that and to allow something more wonderful to appear, like your being. So the other thing that I've noticed is that there's like a lot of there was a lot of trauma this week. Like a lot of people were having problems, like they were feeling really heavy, feeling really strange. They were responding to things that were not in their highest and best good. And it's like it was a lot of pressure. And it's like, so let's remove and release. Why we've decided to keep the programs that will not allow us to be free, will not allow us to identify and see the being we are, will not allow us to experience the amazing, wonderful person that we are. Yes. And release and remove, whether it was intentional or unintentional, it's just programming that you grew up with, and that it is today's it's the way of today's society. And you know what, that can change. The more of us that are of the light and of the being, more of us emanate our being, our power, our light, that can all change. Nothing is. Hello, Rose. Good morning. Nothing has changed over everything can change, and it can change quickly. We just have to realize, by allowing ourselves to let this go, that we've made a change. And it's like nothing's permanent, nothing's constant. Everything can change so quickly, in so many increments, that it's not like, okay, well, maybe this time, believe me, there'll be another opportunity in the astrology charts for you to let go of this stuff. And it's like, but and the thing that I find is that there's so much forgiveness, and we're the ones that don't forgive ourselves as easily and are too hard on ourselves. And there's so much forgiveness from the universe. So as soon as you realize that you are holding on to that, they will just gather it up and release you from it. So release and remove all the places in our lives that we have not been taught how to live in ease, in peace, and in a place of wonder and amazement. Yes. Remove and release all aspects of energies, known and unknown, received and unreceived, hidden and in plain sight, that have like they have sort of corralled us, programmed us, or got us to live in this box of limitedness, like that we can't go beyond that box. We can't expand and experience and receive beyond what we are, what I'm trying to put this in words, beyond what we are experiencing in today's constricted, contracted, and minimalized society. Yes. Yeah, and that's sometimes that's what we forget, is that the spiritual world and the worlds beyond that are very forgiving, and they're very generous, and it's like, oh, that's something that we haven't. Remove and release. We don't allow energies that we're not, that are part of us. We do not allow the energies that are part of us to uh, receive generosity, to receive um, like all the wonderful opportunities and gifts and options that are available to us. Yes. And the other thing that I noticed too, and I do this too, this is why I'm bringing this stuff up. It's like I've been working on myself for a long time, but it's like I'm so thankful that I did, because I've received so many gifts from it. And it's like I had at one time, somebody had said, I just like, I just want to stop. And it's like, well, we're complex humans. And there's so many things that go on in a run of a day that, I mean, you're more than welcome to stop if you want to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep changing, and I'm going to keep, you know, uh, emanating the light that I am. And it's like sometimes too, when you, some of the blockages are pretty intense that you hit on the road of life, and some of them are pretty, like, they're like, okay, it's like an aha moment. And the one of the first ladies to ever teach me Access Bar, her belief system, this is the question she always asked, was, do you want to live the life of ease, or do you want to live a life of struggle? And we've talked about this before. And it's like, so remove and release all the places you're still struggling in your life that no longer serve you, and have used that energy to affect you, and to, like, it's almost like it's a, on a movie screen, it keeps playing over and over again. And when you reach a certain level in a certain space, you tend to uh, expand, like you tend to go back to that. So remove and release that. Yes. Remove and release and we're so complex. There's so many hidden corners to us. There's so many aspects of us, and all the mazes that we place in our field. So it's like it's such a difficult, like it's so difficult to get to a point because we have to go through all these roadblocks and all these potholes and all these boundaries and everything else whatever part of that we've placed in our field, so that we can't just get there with ease. And also remove and release the programming that we've learned through life, that you're not supposed to just receive that with ease. You're not supposed to, this is not supposed to happen this way. Remove and release that all. Yes. And this is another thing. Like, why would we choose struggle and conflicting life over ease? Because if we were in a place of ease, my God, what could we accomplish? And what could we achieve? And what could we, like, it's just unlimited. Like, it's just amazing what could happen. So all that energy that we spend on the struggle, if we converted that to the ease, what amazing, wonderful gifts would we receive, and what we would accomplish in a shorter period of time, and just keep moving through it. Like, next, remove and release that. Yes. I had met throughout, meet many people, but like, this is a really good example, and it's a way, it's about someone who, like, all this stuff was happening over and over again, and but some people are not open to that, and I'm not forcing my opinion on them, but it's like, I just thought, and it was a good example for me, is like, oh my, she has, like, if she converted that energy to positive energy, what would she manifest? It would be unbelievable. And it's like, when people are in their trauma at the time, they don't want to talk about, like, so it's like they don't want to talk about the positive, the possibility of changing their point of view. And it might not be that they don't want to talk about it, they just might not realize that they can do that, right? And it's like, so all the remove and release of all the places that you instinctively know how to create the life that you want, but because of the programming and all the information that has been bombarded into your system, it's narrowed your point of view, and it's like it camouflaged it so you don't even think of it. Remove and release it all. Yes. We're all doing this softly and gently because it's been a rough 3 weeks. And it's like, if you were like to experience the miracle, like to get up every day, we are so lucky and fortunate. And it's like, there used to be a spiritual teaching about, every day's a new day. So remove and release the aspects of yourself that you drag, that you, not so much drag, but you carry forward from the days before, something that you didn't accomplish, something that you didn't receive. And it's like, so remove and release that, you hold yourself accountable for that. Yes. It's funny. I grow and expand in different ways. And I had, at points in time in life, I have a group of people around me, and it's like, sometimes those people, like, they like to charge through it, right? And that's not how I work. It's like, there's stuff that is like, I know it needs to be done, but there's a right time and a right place for it. So I follow my guides, I follow my instincts. And it's like, so no matter where you go in life, no matter what kind of work you do, there's going to be always that difference of energy in people. And some people, that's the way they're geared to. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's like, I like, if the light shines on it and I get to a place that I realize I need to do it, I just do it. I don't care. Like, I don't. And it's like, because I'm not harming anybody. I'm just making my life better. So why wouldn't I do it? Right. And so remove and release the aspects of yourself that put you in a place of doubting. That when you come across something that is really good for you and really great for you and sings to your soul, that you allow the doubts of others and you allow the doubts of everyone around you and your own doubting self to stop you from doing it. Yes. Because it's like, okay, so I'll use this as an example. It's like you start out, I think I started out with Reiki, and then I moved on to something else. And it's like, I've used everything along the way, but it's like, it's brought me to a different level of awareness and experiences. And I wouldn't trade it for the world, because it's like, it opened me up and allowed me to be it allowed me to realize there was really nothing wrong with me. The only thing I had to work on throughout my journey was of seeking the approval of others, because I was so different. And that was really nasty in some ways, because there's like, sometimes people say the most awful things to you, and it's like, and depending on the age that you are, it impacts you on a high level. I'm extremely sensitive too, and it's like, that's because of who I am, who I wouldn't trade for the world. But it's like, you don't realize that like, maybe you're supposed to take this course because it interlocks and connects you to a different level of yourself that expands and opens yourself up to it. Whether you use it or not, I don't put value on, okay, I'm only doing this because it's going to bring me in so much money and stuff like that. That's not how I work. And it's like, and the universe always has your back. So it's like, I take something that I feel really strongly about it, because it feels really right. The universe is saying yes, it's really bright. And what else is possible, right? Like, what else is out there that this brings into my life? So remove and release the belief that I don't want to limit that you're only taking something, like you're putting too much pressure on something, you're putting too much pressure on yourself, that you're only taking a course for specific reasons, as opposed to adding to the being you are. So, and not only that, it's like, you might instinctively know about this. You could read about it. It could be something from, like, there's a lot of greats, like there's there's the Daily Om, there's Gaia, like there's so many people on YouTube. And it's like, listening to them might spark something off and set you off into a journey of a different awareness that you had no idea. But sometimes I find some of the programs, like some of the natural spiritual energy courses, I mean, I've taken a couple levels of EFT. I always listen to their summit, because you always learn something new. And it's like, you have, so what it does is it might open you up and might help you release fears that you didn't even know you had. And because you've taken courses that have helped you to catapult yourself out of the fear programming, this is where the expansion can occur. Like, some people I'm not here to promote one over the other, because it's up to you. Everybody's a little different, and everybody's energies are geared, take them on to a different path. So I'm not here to say that one energy system is better than the other. It's what calls to you, what makes you hum, what makes you sing, and what makes you, light your world up. So remove and release the boundaries and blockages of conditioning that have been placed upon you that you're not even aware of, that you only take courses because other it's like instead of you only take courses that you benefit in one way or another, instead of what is what your soul needs. So sometimes it's like, so remove and release that. Yes. I'm not saying this very well, but I'm trying to, it's like follow your instinct, follow your gut feeling. Just allow your soul to see what it needs. And it's like, maybe it's a drawing course, maybe it's a writing course. Like there's different stuff, right? And it's like we each have our own unique genetic makeup. But there's a connection, there's an innate connection that connects all spiritual beings on a one level. And it's like, but there's branches of it. And it's like, you can jump around. Like you're not destined to be only in one section, because the branches may come down, but they will also expand and interconnect. And it's like, so you can imagine that your soul interconnects on different levels. But if you look at something and it's like the light saying yes, and it's really strong and stuff, but you decide because of the force, the energies around you, that you're not going to do that, then just ask the universe maybe to find you a path to it, right? It's like nothing on the other side, nothing is final. Like just because you miss one opportunity, believe me, the universe will find a way to get it back to you if it's really important, and it's really meant for you to do. And it's like you'll get signs from them and stuff like that. And so opening ourselves to the generosity and receiving of the universe, remove and release any programs, any belief systems, any patterns, past and present, time and space, that does not allow us to be open to receiving and the generosity of the universe and in our being as well. Yes. So let's just take a deep breath. Hold and then release. Feels a lot better. I was trying to channel the messages without adding my limitations to it. So it might sound a little different, but the message got there. So thank you for listening and understanding. And remove and release why you've decided and what has convinced you, consciously or unconsciously, that your being is not worthy, that your being is not in a safe place to emanate its light, that your being is not permitted to exist in this society. Remove and release that all. Yes. That feels a lot better. Creator, gather up all the 4 hours of incoherent energy and send it to the universal light to be transformed in the highest and best good. Yes. That's the one thing about the beauty of the universe and the energies, is that the universe has always got your back. And that's from Gabby Bernstein. I think she wrote a book about it, but it's like, she's so right. The universe always has your back. Sometimes it doesn't show you stuff the way you want it to be shown up, but it still shows up. And it's like, and I think too, as well, like to be thankful for what you have received, is, and it's like to expand onto it. And it's like, we can ask for anything we want, because we've been taught through life that, that you can't ask for too much because it seems like you're greedy. But who the heck, like, maybe that person's greedy. I don't know why they come up with these judgments and these sayings. And it's because, yes, you can ask for whatever you want. But I was guilty of this. We're so programmed into believing that, oh, we can only have so much, we can only have this. And it's like, no, that's not how the universe works. If you're concerned and focused on, there's enough money in the world that everyone could have $4 million. So it's like, sky's the limit. And it's like, the money's like, my belief is that knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more you unlock of yourself, the more you emanate of yourself is the power. And it's like, so remove and release those binding restrictions. And there's a lot of people that have that point of view and that live by that. And it's like, why can't you ask for, like, say for example, you work in a certain job that you don't really like, and it's like, how about we ask for something along the lines of, like, that's, someone will show up or some opportunity will come that maybe there's a division or a branch of that job that might make you more, feel more like yourself. And that opportunity could come up. So remove and release the belief that we can't ask for what we want, that we're not supposed to ask for what, we're just supposed to do it and deal with the consequences of it. And remove and release that hard edge belief system that, what do you mean the universe is gonna help me release all this in a soft and gentle manner, and I don't have to identify, I don't have to like remember it, I don't have to, like, it's like you can release as softly and gently as possible. You don't always have to identify, and is this because sometimes you leave your identity behind when you do that. So remove and release that all. Yes. And there's, the other aspect of, sometimes you take courses and you may never use it again, but it got you to where you are. So remove and release the belief that sometimes some of our decisions, and sometimes what happens is some of our decisions are influenced by others. So remove and release that. Yes. Creator, gather up the 4 hours of incoherent energy and send it to the universal light. Yes. Okay, take another deep breath. Hold. And then release. I have some sound healing today. Remove and release all the places that have blocked your soul, your spirit, and your being from singing to you, to being in sync with you, from being in alignment with who you are. Yes. Yeah, I do too, Rose. Thank you. Yeah, I love them too. Just take a deep breath, hold, and release. If I could find this sound for like outside, I would definitely hang chimes all through my trees. My neighbors have a outdoor. Neighbors have a pool. I imagine it would drive them a little crazy, but I can put them in the front lawn. It's such a soft, wonderful sound. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day and allow your light to shine and emanate the amazing being that you are. Thank you. Thank you.